Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we learned about conditional statements. Today, we are going to learn about loops, how to use them, and what we use it for. I highly recommend watching this on a big screen and coding along with me. That's the best way to learn. If you get stuck anywhere, feel free to drop your questions in the comments below or email me at saket.saketLabs@gmail.com. I'd love to help. And before we jump in, if you're enjoying this Python series, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out any future lessons. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to create more awesome tutorials for you. Alright, let's get started. Let's first understand why we need loops. Consider a list consisting of few elements, say apple, banana, and cherry. If you want to print each of these elements, what we usually do, we just access each element by index. For example, to get the first element of fruits, we do fruits of 0. Similarly, for the second and third element, we do this. So when we do this, will be able to get the elements of the loop, the list. Similarly, let me try to execute this statement first. So if you see here, when I try to access fruits of 0, I got apple, banana, and cherry respectively. So what if there is a list consisting of hundreds of elements? So how do we do that? So that's where loops comes in. So if you see, to print each elements of this list, we just have to write for fruit in this fruits. For each fruit in fruits, we print the fruit. Let me execute this. As you can see here, this also produced the same result. Since I had I like before the name of the fruit, it has printed I like apple, I like banana, and I like cherry. So when there are more elements in the list, instead of accessing each element by index, we can use loops to access all the elements from the list. Similarly, if we want to print numbers from 0 to 4, then we can use something called range method. What this range method does is, it accepts a number, so till which I should get values. For example, if it is I in range of 5, for each iteration, when every time the loop gets executed, we call it a pass. For each pass, it tries to print number 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since we have specified 5 here, it will only print till 4. Let us try to execute that and check. As you can see here, it printed from 0 to 4. Every time a loop passes, it gives the consecutive number when you use the range method. Similarly, if we do for a letter in string Python, print letter, what it does is, it takes each character out of the string Python, and then prints it. So as you can see here, we had the string called Python, and letter is initialized with each letter of Python for every pass in the loop, and the same gets printed in the console. As we know, items returns list of tuples containing elements which are keys and values. For example, when I try to print students.items, let me just execute this. I have an object student, and if I have a dictionary called student, and if I try to print student.items, as you can see, it returned a list consisting of tuples. In the tuples also, the 0th element is key and the first element is value. When you do for key comma value in students.items, for each pass student.items returns a tuple. For each pass a tuple will be returned, and we from the previous sessions we know we can assign key and value. We can unpack a tuple like this: key comma value equal to tuple. We can assign a tuple name Alice. So when this student.items return a tuple on each pass, name will get initialized to key and Alice will be initialized to value. So all the key and values from the dictionary will get keys and values from the dictionary will get printed. Let us try to run this once. So you can see here we were printing key colon value, name Alice, age 20, grade A, name Alice, age 20, grade and grade. So just like for loop, there is one more type of loop called while loop. Instead of using for, we can also use while. What while does is, it will check for a condition here. Until this condition holds good, this set of statements will get executed on repeat. Just like how key until elements are written from this method, this loop was getting executed. Similarly, while loop executes until this condition holds good. So here you can see count is 1. 1 is lesser than or equal to 5. This evaluates to true. Since this evaluates to true, it comes to here. It prints the count, and then it increases the count's value by 1 and go back here again. Here now the count value is 2. 2 is still less than 5. Again it prints count and increments the count's value until 5. Until 5 it prints, and then after 5, when the count value is 5, then it becomes, when it is incremented, it becomes 6. When it comes to this part, 6 is not lesser than or equal to 5. Then the loop terminates and tries to execute the consequent statements. So let us try to execute this. As you can see here, it printed till 5. As on the pass 5, what happens is when the count is incremented by 1, it becomes 6. 6 is not lesser than or equal to 5. This condition then would evaluate to false. So the while loop gets terminated. So we can also nest loops. A loop can be created inside another loop. So what happens when we do is for each pass of the upper loop, the lower loop will execute multiple times, as many times as we specify here. So let me just execute this. So as you can see, when the I value was 0, jth loop got executed twice. As you can see here, j equal to 0. When I was 0, j was 0. When I was 0, j was also 1. As this got executed twice, and then after the range couldn't return any more elements, this loop got terminated, but the control went to the upper loop where it has to increment, where the range returned the next element, which is 1. So I is 1. Again the j loop started from 0 and then 1, 0 and then 1. Again, once all the elements from this range was returned, the control goes to the upper loop, and then with the I value 2, the jth loop also got executed again. So this is how we nest loops one inside another. So we can also use any other conditional statements as we learned from the previous session. If number equal to 5, then it will just break in the sense it comes out of the loop. If we want to programmatically break out of the loop, we use break statement. Let me try to run this. As you can see, we have range from 0 to 9, whereas when the number is 5, we are trying to break the loop. So only till 4, 0 to 4 should be executed. If you see here, on the 0th pass, number was not equal to 5, so number was printed. The number was not equal to 1, and the number was printed. Number was not equal to 2, so the number was printed. Number was not equal to 5, so the number was printed. Number was not equal to 4, so the number was printed. When the 5th iteration came, so this particular expression evaluated to true. So the if clause consisting of one statement, which is break, got executed. When break gets executed, the loop gets broken. So only till 4 was executed. Just similarly like break, there is also continue statement. If you want to stop the execution and go to the next iteration, we use continue keyword. For example, when a number is even, it will just continue to the next loop. Let me try to execute this. So here what we are trying to do is, we are trying to check if a number is even. If the number is even, we are not printing it. If the number is even, we are going to the next pass. Whereas if the number is odd, then this continue will not get executed, hence the odd number gets printed and the next loop will start again. So let me try to run this. As you can see here, only 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 were printed. As when the number was even, for example, let's say the number is 2 modulus 2. When 2 is divided by 2, the remainder will be 0. So this condition will evaluate to true. In that case, what happens? Print will not get executed as we have a continue statement. Continue stops the loop's pass and then starts with the next pass of the loop. So that's what happens here.